Good morning, Capricorn Connection, and I am your reader, Melissa Joy. I'm happy to have you here. Consider joining this channel. It is free as always. Now, I gotta tell you, Cappy, we have out my crystal cards. I love these guys. They do energetic work, and they also bring in the color of the sphere. So, some of you need to consider some clear quartz and emerald. That energy vibe is coming on in and showing both the earthy, deep, powerful, like Empress type essence, man and woman. And that's someone who gets to go about and enjoy their kingdom. All right. And then that clear quartz, but it's a faceted one. It's not just smooth, it has precision cuts to it to bring in and to harness in the power of the sun. What is going on here? Pardon me, curls going everywhere. Harness in the power of the sun to bring it in to the center of your sphere, into the center of yourself, into the center of your heart. So, a long way home. Maybe this has been a long journey for you to reach your heart, to get to the center of it, because there's been so much going on for a lifetime. And it didn't feel like your lifetime. You were living it and you kept thinking, let me just squeeze me in here. Let me squeeze me in here. Almost like the bottom piece of bread on the bun, you know? It's just carrying the weight and the load of everything else and coming along, but it's not. Everybody doesn't say, oh, wow, the bottom of this bun is so fantastic. No. They rave about all the contents. People, apparently that's people appreciating your giftings, but not taking notice of the giver. What it came with. Lullaby. I'm going to get a little bit more on that. I'm hearing a few things, but I want to see what else is coming in. There's you holding your heart, and here's a close-up of your heart. I'm going to get a couple of tarot cards to go with those guys. Let's see. Ooh, who we got here? We got Raven at the bottom. What you sitting on? You're sitting on some treasure. You're sitting on something that's otherworldly. You're sitting on something spiritual. That is your wisdom. Look up close. See those eggs? They are not pentacles, my friend. So we're talking about your wholeness, whole body, whole mind, whole spirit. And that's why it was so bothersome in these other things in the bit of the sad song that was coming in here is that, see how he's using his bow kind of like a cane to stake the claim, to mark the spot, to say this is the way it's always been. So trying to master that, master the way it's always been. But we're rolling over into this new era and this new energy that you don't have to stay the one note and the one facet, just the little piece, the little bottom bun. And so these are hearkening to what is about to come in. So let's get a few more tarot cards. I'm going to sit him with the crow right there and the Seven of Pentacles. Seeking the return of your energy, not just having to be suppressed by the limitations of what is and what has come so far. Here there's still these dreams and the desires of the three coming together, of the magic of the, you keep talking about the spheres. Well, that would make sense. These are spheres because often pentacles are seen as flat, like coins, like a map versus a globe, right? You're wanting this global influence. Oh, Capricorn. Okay. I want to go ahead and get one of these guys. Let's get out that old flat world, that flat earth era that limits your expanse of what all you could experience in this life. Opening your mind and your vision to the bounty. You're like, now we strategize and now we talk a good joy. Let's get into this. Let's get into our sphere. Let's get into the dimension, the organic, the whole, and how that operates, because it's no more of lines and linear and logic and that type of things, or actually the illogical logic, the training that we had growing up that is so not in tune with this world. Here we're going to measure you, and when you this, then you can that, as if it's all sequencing that way. You know, right now, I'm right here in this sphere, and there's a lot going on out here beyond me, and not just right where I'm at, right? Becoming a part of the bigger picture of life. And you want to become a part of the bigger picture of your life. That's what she's saying over here. She's like, who, me? Yes, you. The whole. Being around people, being in careers or jobs that celebrate you as the whole. They see you coming up, oh, there you are. Not, oh, do this for me, do that for me, do this for me, do that for me. oh, you're so strong, you're so good at this, you're so good at that. No, people who are like, oh, you are gorgeous, you are funny, let's go out and have a great time. You know, every time we're together, you just bring the magic. You make things so special. I always have such a blessed time, such a good time, such a fun time when I'm with you. You're my favorite friend. You know, things like that, okay? So you over here, you're like, I know you got a lot to say, friend. Well, apparently it's all coming your way. All these years of sacrifice and playing that sad song, because this is almost like a minstrel sitting there having to play the song at the supper club while everybody else is having fun. Being beneath, below, not just serving, but being of the service. You know, first one there, last one to leave, and the one that got the least from the event, but put out the most. And it's not that you think this way at all, friend. That's why this channel is coming about, is to bring forth what the experience has been, put words to it, which makes it sound a little funny to the ear, but then you start going, yeah, that's how it has felt, right? Let's clear our feels. Let's clear our feeler, because that's what brings in this whole world dynamism. And then we begin to craft this new place, because these are our feelings, our senses, right? They're machines, they're operating systems that work to our benefit, not to our downgrade. Okay? All right, girl, talk about the transform. Here it comes. Y'all saw me and all that shifting and shuffling and things birthing out, and this one still came. Spirit of Cups, but this is very much like the healing card. Healing your heart, healing the weight, the loneliness, the isolation, the separation, all amongst the whole big world, but seeming like you're just a figment, a mirage, something kind of scraped aside until they need you and pulling you back in. Okay, here you go. You're saying it. Feeling like a tool. Feeling like a tool. Baby, you an instrument. So let's cleanse your instruments. And she's like, for me, and I'm like, yes, girl, let's cleanse your heart. Let's put this up here. See these going together? You're emerging. You're emerging, and see with the butterfly over this healing card, the healing of your heart, you come out never again to be used that way. Never again having to keep your head down and having to consume yourself to the full maximum capacity. Sea goat, right? Deepest depths, highest heights, having to go into all that, because you are that. Instead of having to go up, down, all your staircase, how about your house just move? Remember that card that was at the beginning? I don't know if it's still here. Long way home. You're the whole castle. So everywhere you go, there you are. And you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. You get to live this experience. Let's come on out of there. They're calling it Dorothy, even though it's Little Red Riding Hood. But Dorothy, it was all about home, right? There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Come on out of that old home, because that is not your home. This is not your life. This is not your home. That's not your heart, and that has not been the experience. This is your heart. And this is kind of like that. Can you see the semblance? Coming on out, and you want this whole new world when you come out. But see, there's evidence. That's why it began here. Saying it is here. It is ready. Come on in. Come on through. Ooh, because look at her. There's that little bit of rainbow. Ooh, Dorothy's still here again. Click your heels, my friend. There is no place like home. There's no place like home. And that's what you're saying. This old moon-mindedness, having to go through the cycles, that is so karmic. I don't care what they say, good karma, bad karma. It always begins and ends. That means it's cut off, and none of it's for you. It's having to deal with the past or the future, but where are you? You right up here in the now. That's why you look so miserable up in here. You're like, this is that world order. You're like, I can't live that way. I can't live in that limitation anymore. Whoops, sorry, y'all. I got, again, the full expanse of who I am. And so you've been dreaming of it, and keep looking up, my friend, because that sun is rising. Maybe even check out your rising sign. So who's coming in to speak right now? Let's get a pearl. Ooh, caring connections. Beginning to care about your connection with life, because you didn't know you could. You're like, I was here for service. Because remember, Capricorn, they're like the old people of the zodiac. It's like, ooh, they a wise soul. They an old soul. Look at that. coming on in and often having to raise your parents, raise society, do the responsibility. You talk about things when you 5, 6, 7, 10, and other people look at you like, and you're like, oh, I better keep that away. I better not tell anybody. And that led to a lot of this experience of the isolation, right? Because you were already seeing things. You were already feeling and experiencing things at a mature adult level, okay? That's where your experience started there, and that's why Capricorn, that's why we're the 1 and the 0, the original 10th house, and that's where it comes on out, and we power up. So let's come on out and power up and see what we got, because remember the have me shuffle the pearls. All right, so open your heart to your value, to yourself. When you begin to recognize your value, because it isn't about your worth. Worth is what somebody else decides something is, right? They decide, oh, well, I'll pay you $250 for that. Remember the one who was there at the servant, you're there first, you're there last, and then you go home with just a little change in your pocket, having to play this sad song for everybody else, and you're like, when do I get to start to live? Well, now. So, Michael, let's ask you, let's bring in this funding. Let's afford this opportunity, because wholeness is more than just the money. It's the opportunity. It's the positioning with the people and the places that know that this is not you, that you are the whole thing. You're all this juiciness all up in here. But other people trying to get you demoted down to here, and that's so that they can have all the goods without the effort. And not the effort of the work, the effort of the, I don't know if it was still there, the caring connection that was at the bottom, right? Caring for themselves, connecting with themselves, growing in themselves, because responsibility is simply the ability to respond. But responsibility is also supposed to come with a reward, you know? When you make the responsible act to go to bed in time when your body's tired, you wake up feeling refreshed. Responsibility, reward. You see what I'm saying? When you're the one who goes to work and does the job, you get the paycheck, not somebody else. And they're saying, aha, that's an epiphany for Capricorn. Bring it on in and let them know their value. Protect yourself from that limited low end. Don't just be falling around because there was all that isolation and loneliness, because that's kind of how this played in. That feeling different. So you're trying to get into the common feeling, the relatability of everybody else. And you've lived in this world. You can relate. But you're on a whole different level, my friend. Let's start to write the script of this, all right? Let's get into this, my friend, and look at the abundance flying out to meet you and to greet you. They're like, oh, Capricorn coming to the party. Capricorn coming to the party. And when you got your emerald and your crystals on, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you might actually feel led to get some crystals, maybe even some crystal earrings, crystal necklace, maybe even hang one from your rearview mirror, something like that. I don't know, friends, but that's the thing is when you're out of this world, cosmic assistance like that comes in. See, crystals don't use words to communicate. Neither does nature, right? And neither does our intelligence. That's why we're bypassing that logic. That's why we're getting into this refinement, something that is sensed, that is felt. That's why we're clearing those energies. And these very much have that clearing energy. And it looks a lot like all that money flying at you, my friend. And you like pinky promise. Woo, woo. Yep. All right, there. It's nice and square. I hope that helps you out, Capricorn. If it does, tickle that like button. Touch it, tap it, whatever. But lift this channel up to the top with your vote for you, for me, for it all. Okay, friend? Leave me some comments down below. I love you.